So I think it would be really valuable to kind of hear from you and your experience, what like with your blog and your books and things like that, kind of what you think are the best ways of kind of reaching and engaging more young people, kind of with conservation and with nature. I wonder if you had any insights into that. Would be cool.
Yeah, I have a few actually, because it's one of the most important things that will dictate how we do anything is how. Okay, I need to explain this in a. So basically, there's this idea that the mood of the culture around us changes our actions. Um, we do things because they're easy to do within the social context. So if you can see this with movements all across the world that you have, whenever the mood takes over, then action actually happens, and that is defined by art, culture. It's the things that we see all around us every day. They make a difference because they change the entire idea of what we're doing with these issues, because you can't tackle something when you're uninformed. You can't do anything when you have no awareness of the issue. And you certainly can't do anything if you don't actually care about the issues in the first place. And so whenever we're doing writing and we're doing art and we're music and we're trying to really talk to people about these issues, there's a sort of snowball effect before it suddenly becomes the cool thing to do. uh, which is when action actually happens, usually is when the actual public mass, everybody starts actually realizing the massive crises that we're currently facing. Um, and so the more stuff that is put out there, the better in that sense. Um, and so I think the best ways of communicating with young people is to, first of all, not treat them as idiots,
Mm.
which I feel like it occurs far more than it occurs quite a bit, because surprisingly or not, we also live in this world. There's not a separate young person world and a separate grown-up person world. We both live here. It's that's a fact. And so we should be treated as though we have that information. We're in the age of the internet. We can find stuff out. We don't need to be treated like some um, uh, flimsy thing that on the slightest brush of existential danger will just crumble. Because I feel like when we hear that, and we get loads of people to hear that, we become angry.
Mm.
And we get engaged. We learn about the issues that are going on, and we make change. This has
Yeah.
happened so many times in history that it's quite incredible. And so I think in that sense, not my two biggest things would be quantity, just absolutely massive amounts until any stigma is utterly annihilated, and then not treating people like idiots, because we
Yeah.
aren't.